Thank you for joining us for today's press briefing as we discuss some of the city's newer initiatives as well as provide updates.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for our regular Monday afternoon press briefing. We are here on Capitol Street, right on the edge in the parking lot of the zoo, because we're excited to talk about the new project that is going forward. Let me just get right to it and say Northside Drive, Medgar Evers, State Street, Ellis Avenue, Robinson Road, Bailey Avenue, Terry Road, Mill Street, just to name a few, and now Capitol Street. We have made a commitment that we would work to address Jackson's ailing infrastructure, to address the issues of deteriorated roads and turn our crumbling infrastructure into an economic frontier. We've done all that we could to look for creative measures in order to implement an aggressive strategy to address this infrastructure. The work that is going to be taking place over the next several months is part and parcel towards a comprehensive plan to address this area. Not only do we have the work taking place on Capitol Street, we also have more than 100 homes set for demolition in this area. And we look forward to the new direction and fulfillment of presenting an attraction in the Jackson Zoo over the next few months. So we're excited to stand here, and I'd like to ask if Dr. Williams can come before you and share some details on this project before we present you some other speakers, and we also open it up to questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Mayor's Office, the City Council, and also to the 1% Sales Tax Commission for their investment in this community. This is one part that will take place over the next couple of months, roughly about a $6 million improvement in street, water, and sewer improvements for the corridor from I-20 all the way up to Prentice Street. We'll also be looking at a second phase under design from Prentice all the way down to Capitol Street. That'll be coming in the near future. But right now, the focus is this particular corridor, the improvements to the community, and also the improvements for the zoo that will be coming along with it. This has been a long time coming, and in discussions with many of the community members about the status of this particular roadway. And so I'm very excited about the improvements that will be coming over the next couple of months and what this particular corridor will be looking like in early 2021. Thank you.
I'd like to commend Dr. Williams on his hard work along with the rest of the Public Works team. Dr. Williams has given me a charge. He said that, Mayor, if you can get me the money, I'll put it to work. And he has certainly fulfilled that mission as we have looked to address our infrastructure. Next, I'd like to ask if Councilman Charles Tillman will come forward. I'd like to thank Councilman Tillman for his strong leadership for his ward, his persistence, not only for the zoo, but addressing the Capitol Street area. He has been a long-time advocate for Jackson comprehensively, but more specifically, he has been an excellent resource for his ward, and I thank him for his wisdom and his counsel that I learn from and benefit each and every day. I'd like to ask if you could speak to what this means to our residents. Thank you.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank the mayor for those comments. It is true that I love West Jackson, this community. Now, what this project means to West Jackson. Number one, Capitol Street is the gateway out of Jackson to Clinton. It's a great gateway to one of our most important assets. That's the zoo. And it is a transportation hub. As you stand here, you see all the traffic going and coming, going and coming. Not only is it a gateway to Clinton, you got the Queens, you got all these neighborhoods in this area that travel Capitol Street. You got the Boys and Girls Club right up the street there. And you got people in this area shooting through Prentice Street to go to Jackson State University, one of our biggest assets in the West Jackson community. So this project is going to lay to rest, when are you all going to do Capitol Street? So now, community, you know when we're going to do Capitol Street. I was listening to Dr. Williams saying we're going to take care of the total infrastructure on Capitol Street. We're going to take care of the water, we're going to take care of the sewage, and then we're going to pave it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Tillman, once again, not only for your partnership, your wisdom, but your support of the city of Jackson. You know, and I thank you for recognizing that people have been asking the question, when are you going to get to Capitol Street? This represents promises made, promises kept. We have told our residents that we were going to address some major thoroughfares in our time as an administration, and we have been able to achieve that aim. We are not satisfied yet. We know that there's significant work to do, but what this represents is true progress. Progress is not perfection, but it is something that we can build on, and we're excited about that. As we stand outside just out of the perimeter of the road work that is being prepared to be done across Capitol Street, we know that one of the areas that this will benefit will be the Jackson Zoo. And so I would like to ask if our Parks and Recreation Director, Ison Harris, can come and speak not only to the future of this park, but the future of different efforts that we have through our Parks and Rec department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just really quick, we actually, on last Thursday, we opened up all our parks to give people an outlet to be able to come outside and play. We did open those up with COVID restrictions. Obviously, that will from playground equipment to exercise equipment. But again, I think the main goal was we've had a very trying year throughout the year, being stuck in the house, and this kind of gives the young people and families an outlet to be able to come out to support our parks. So we are really excited about our parks opening and reopening. The zoo itself is open. Last week we were actually open during the spring break period. We had over 1,300 visitors that came out to visit the zoo. Just want to encourage the community to come out and enjoy it. Right now we're still open on a limited schedule, which is Saturdays and Sundays, but we are within the next few weeks planning on expanding those hours of operations so people can get out and enjoy the sunlight and enjoy the zoo, the amenities that we have. We are really excited about what's going on with Parks and Rec. Basically because, you know, with the pandemic, most of our facilities were closed, but as of last week, we opened up our gymnasiums, we opened up our community centers. All of them are open on limited capacity-wise, but they're open to the community, and we're excited about that.
Thank you, Director Harris. Thank you for your hard work and dedication, not only to the zoo, but to all of our parks across the city. We thank you for your leadership in the midst of a very difficult time. This pandemic has required that we become nimble enough to provide services to people, but at the same time aim to keep them safe. And Director Harris not only serves as our Parks and Recreation Director, but he is a valued contributor to our COVID task force, where we talk about facilities and how we open the facilities and how we avail them to our community while at the same time being concerned for their health and safety. And so we're happy to be able to extend another resource or several resources across the city to our residents to be able to enjoy. I thank you all for standing with us and all of the work you do. Chief Owens, thank you as well. If there are any questions, we're prepared to answer those questions at this time. Yeah.
So my question pretty much is about the M-Bar children. second time a shooting has happened there in about 8 months. What's your reaction?
I have spoken to the sheriff, who the sheriff's department is over security in the area. I've spoken to the district attorney, and we've both spoken to the ownership of the M-Bar. And they have indicated, and we are awaiting a new security plan to talk about what efforts they will employ. I think that they are sincere about the efforts to secure the nightclub, the bar, and they to the tune of they provide a six-figure payment in security each and every month. They pay six figures in security each and every month, but we have to verify that it is the best effort that we can put forward. I think that it is challenging when you have people that are bringing disputes that may have arisen in other locations to a place which is a congregate setting which people are intending to enjoy. That makes it difficult. And also, we have to look at the perimeter around the nightclub because on one hand, while they may have security there on the premises, it becomes challenging when people park and get in disputes in adjacent parking lots and in close by areas. And so I'm looking forward to receiving that plan. And I think that it's something that we have to work together. So not only do we have a sufficient nightlife scene that Jacksonians can enjoy, but we can do so safely.
Just a follow-up to that, we spoke to Councilman Hood, who suggested that M-Bar should move out of Jackson. What's your response to that?
I think that is a reductive analysis. We're grateful for businesses in our city. There are businesses, because they're not nightclubs, and I won't list them, that have had multiple events to take place because they are places where congregate settings take place. And he has not said that about those businesses. And so I think that is poor judgment to make a statement like that, especially without all of the facts at his benefit and just doing a reductive analysis.
Mayor, Councilman Foote also says he wants the city to discuss if M-Bar should be considered a nuisance. Just what's your reaction to that? You go the same way?
My position is what I just said, that we're going to meet with those. That is, a nuisance is a legal determination based on multiple factors, of which there's a complete evaluation that we have not done yet. I think that, when a business invests, nearly $20,000 a month into security, when a business employs Hinds County sheriffs that aid in the process of security, then we need to comprehensively look at how do we make that work better. Now, if it does not work better, then we will explore whatever options are in our best benefit. But I do think that there's sincerity at the table with all of those involved, from the sheriff's department to the district attorney's office to the ownership of the bar. And so we're looking at those, the combination of all of those vested parties to look at how we present something that is successful and safe.
Is there a timeline when you all plan to have that plan back?
They plan on having it to us very shortly. I don't want to state what their deliverable is, but they have been swift to respond to our inquiries, and we look forward to talking with them. Any other questions? I do want to mention, with respect to this project, not only is this a beneficial project, but it is a smart project in the sense that it is limiting the number of lanes. There will be a road diet, which will make sure that not only is it aesthetically pleasing, but the upkeep and maintenance will be far more attainable to address going forward.
Kind of shifting gears a little bit, there have been some accidents over on the curve on Colonial Drive. Have you heard about those accidents? Is there anything the city can do to kind of improve, the safety of the drivers over there?
Yeah, we spoke, our traffic engineer within our public works department spoke with the family that lives right there in that area. He's indicated how some of the traffic calming devices or instruments, how we look to improve those. And based on the type of corridor it is, it becomes a little difficult to do speed bumps in the area, but they will be investigating what are the measures to employ that keep it safe, not only for that family, but for anybody that's in the vicinity.
Do we have a timeline on when something can be done there? Or?
He's already talking to them. Traffic calming devices and those type of measures require some research to make sure that they don't unnecessarily or unintendedly, in an unintended fashion, cause harm in some other area of the traffic in which traffic patterns in which people go. And so I'm going to leave that timeline to our experts that look at these matters and determine what are the best measures to employ.
Has that area always been dangerous and it's been problematic?
I've only recently received some reports on it. I understand that there have been multiple incidents to take place. I don't know how many, and I don't know over what span of time. But we do believe that it's an area that needs to be addressed, and so we're putting the person best qualified to come with the solutions over it, and that's our traffic engineer. All right.
I guess I have another one. What's the latest on the water situation? I know that the notice has been lifted, the water is restored, so is this situation taken care of now?
It's taken care of in the sense that our residents have clean water restored to them. It's not taken care of in the sense that we need resources and money in order to create a sustainable and equitable infrastructure. We've been saying that for some time, right? And so what we find ourselves in is a matter of not if systems will fail, but when they will fail if we don't have the adequate resources to address it. And so I think that is important. I want to correct myself on a matter, and I was armed with the incorrect information. In terms of, I think I made the statement that the state doesn't pay a bill. There have been some time periods in which there were inconsistencies in those bill payments, but they do pay a bill. But the point that I was making still stands. The point that Jackson's support of the state, we don't receive commensurate support back from the state. The city of Jackson is the largest city by a factor of 3. We provide the overwhelming share of revenue to the state. We provide fire and police protection to the state, and unlike many other capital cities, we don't get payment in lieu of taxes to accommodate for the lost revenue that we experience because of state properties not being taxable. And so that point still stands, but I always intend to give correct information, and so when I mess up, I fess up, and I want that to be clear. All right? All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.